Police Service was following up on a missing persons report mid-yesterday afternoon when they came across a body.
Deputies wanted you to be on the lookout for this 15-year-old. Could be in danger, they're worried, after going missing from Pueblo County on Saturday.
I'm just a mother standing here in front of the world, begging you all to help me bring my babies home.
Ever wonder what secrets lie hidden in the world's most mysterious towns? Join us as we dive into the top 10 cursed places where people keep disappearing without a trace. From eerie legends in remote villages to real-life vanishings that defy explanation, these stories will send shivers down your spine. Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have Nome, Alaska. The story of Nome is a real-life mystery that blurs the line between fact and fiction. Between 1960 and 2004, about 24 residents of this remote town vanished without a trace, causing a nationwide stir. The situation became so strange and mysterious that in 2009, Universal Pictures released The Fourth Kind, a film inspired by these events, which fueled theories of UFOs, alien abductions, and even a lurking serial killer. Nestled on the southern edge of the Seward Peninsula, Nome is accessible primarily by plane. There are no roads or ferries connecting it to the rest of Alaska. This isolation, combined with its harsh winters where temperatures can plummet between -10 and -55 degrees Fahrenheit, this creates an environment ripe for speculation. Imagine being in a place where the dark skies and frozen landscapes play tricks on the mind, and where venturing out after a few drinks could mean facing the unforgiving elements alone. Nome has been in the spotlight recently thanks to the hit podcast Up and Vanished, whose current season is focusing on the cases of Florence Okpialuk and Joseph Balderas, who both went missing from the Nome region and whose cases currently remain unsolved. If you really want to see just how strange and convoluted these stories of disappearance and subsequent investigations are, this podcast does an amazing job of highlighting the strangeness going on in Nome. In our number 9 spot today, we have Ong's Hat in New Jersey. If you drive down Route 70 East in New Jersey and make a sharp left on Route 72 at 4 Mile Circle, you'll stumble upon Ong's Hat, a deserted village that's become the stuff of legend. Among the many ghost towns scattered throughout the Pine Barrens, Ong's Hat stands out for its eerie tales of disappearances linked to a mysterious portal to another dimension. Back in the late 20th century, this quiet spot allegedly became home of the Moorish Science Ashram, a group of rogue scientists and spiritual seekers. They claimed to have created a device called the Gate, which could transport people to parallel universes. Stories began to circulate about government raids, secret experiments, and residents vanishing without a trace. Was Ong's Hat the site of groundbreaking interdimensional travel, or is it all an elaborate hoax that spiraled into one of the internet's earliest conspiracy theories? Either way, the haunting legacy of Ong's Hat keeps curiosity alive, making it one of the most fascinating and unsettling cursed towns where people keep disappearing. In our number 8 spot today, we have St. Anthony in Newfoundland and Labrador. In the quaint town of St. Anthony, which is ironically named after the patron saint of lost things, a chilling mystery has gripped the community. Over the past few decades, 4 residents vanished without a trace. 47-year-old Mildred Sexton in 2002, 21-year-old Andrew Sexton in 2006, 30-year-old Cleon Smith in 2011, and 38-year-old Jennifer Hillier Penny in 2016. Each disappearance occurring every 4 to 5 years left this tight-knit town of just over 2,200 people on edge. Locals changed their routines, avoiding night walks and sticking to well-lit areas, all while casting suspicious glances over their shoulders. Theories abound, from the possibility of a serial predator to the unforgiving wilderness that surrounds them, but few answers have emerged. The only updates in these cases I was able to find was that of Jennifer Hillier Penny. Unfortunately, just last year, in December of 2023, 7 years after her disappearance, Jennifer's estranged husband, Dean, was arrested and charged with taking her life. It doesn't appear as if he has made it to trial quite yet, but the RCMP seems pretty confident that their investigation found the right person. As the RCMP continues to investigate these other cases, St. Anthony has joined the unsettling ranks of cursed towns where people keep disappearing, leaving everyone to wonder what or who is behind these unexplained vanishings. In our number 7 spot today, we have Smith Falls, Ontario. Smith Falls in Ontario is a quiet town with about 9,300 folks, but it is buzzing with unease these days. It all kicked off in the fall of 2022 when a 42-year-old man named Lawrence Bertram vanished without a trace. Fast forward a little over a year and another local guy, 34-year-old Robbie Thompson, also goes missing. Robbie was also an acquaintance of Lawrence. Then, just last November 2023, the body of yet another 34-year-old man, Steve Tate, who was friends with the other two, turns up in a ditch along Highway 15 north of town. The police haven't officially linked the cases, but they haven't ruled it out either because this is all just a little too strange and mysterious. With authorities keeping details close to the chest, rumors are running wild. Locals are swapping theories left and right, and the whole situation has people on edge. Apparently, the rumors have been all over Facebook and treated like a quote open secret, but what's bizarre is that if all of these people are claiming to know so many details, why hasn't this been solved yet? The lack of solid information has left everyone craving answers. Is there something darker at play, or is this all just a tragic coincidence? Smith Falls has unwittingly joined the ranks of these eerie towns where people keep disappearing and the community is anxious to get to the bottom of it. In our number 6 spot today, we have Pecos, New Mexico. This quiet village, nestled among pine forests just out of Santa Fe, is a charming spot that you'd never really suspect holds a dark mystery. In 1998, 71-year-old Emma Tresp was driving along County Road 63A, ominously dubbed Camino del Diablo by locals, en route to a retreat at a nearby Benedictine monastery. Unfortunately, she never arrived. Days later, her car was found wrecked, with her belongings, including her cell phone, still inside. Even more puzzling were the footprints believed to be hers, circling the car, but leading nowhere else. Emma had vanished without a trace. Theories, of course, began to swirl. Did she fall victim to the unforgiving terrain? Was foul play involved? Or did something supernatural occur, like a UFO encounter or stepping through a portal to another dimension? We can't really rule anything out at this point. Apparently, this was just one disappearance that added to a long list of many that make this a creepy place that just might be cursed. In our number 5 spot today, we have Lake Anjikuni Village in Canada. One of the most perplexing tales among cursed towns where people keep disappearing is the legend of the Anjikuni Village here in Canada. In 1930, fur trapper Joe LaBelle arrived at this remote Inuit settlement near Anjikuni Lake in Nunavut. Expecting the usual warm welcome, he instead found the village eerily deserted. Homes abandoned, with meals still cooking over fires, personal belongings left behind, and unfinished sewing projects with needles still in place. Outside, he discovered 7 sled dogs who sadly passed away from starvation, and unsettlingly, nearby graves had been emptied. LaBelle alerted the authorities, but despite extensive searches, no trace of the villagers was ever found. Some accounts mention strange, unexplained lights flickering over the horizon around the time of the disappearance. While the Royal Canadian Mounted Police later dismissed the story as a myth, noting that such a large settlement was unlikely in that remote area, the mystery endures to this day. Did an entire community vanish into thin air, or is this just a haunting legend born from the vast and rugged Canadian wilderness? In our number 4 spot today, we have Pyramid Lake in Nevada. Pyramid Lake might seem like a desert paradise with its striking triangular rock formation jutting from deep blue waters, drawing tourists for swimming, kayaking, and hiking, but this serene spot holds a chilling legend that earns it a place among the top cursed towns where people keep disappearing. Local lore tells of the lake being haunted by the spirits of unwanted children, now said to pull unsuspecting fishermen to their doom. Every year, new stories surface of people who have vanished or drowned in its depths, like in 2016 when 2 fishermen disappeared without a trace. To add to the mystery, some bodies lost in Pyramid Lake have reportedly turned up 61 miles away in Lake Tahoe, sparking theories of a hidden underground waterway connecting the 2 lakes. With an unknown number of missing people, possibly ranging from dozens to hundreds, Pyramid Lake blurs the line between natural beauty and supernatural menace. In our number 3 spot today, we have Hoer, Verde in Brazil. Among the most chilling tales of cursed towns is the legend of Hoer Verde, a Brazilian village that allegedly vanished without a trace in 1923. Visitors arriving at the town were met with an eerie silence. Houses stood open with belongings left behind, but not a single resident was in sight. The only clue was a haunting message scrawled on the school blackboard: "There is no salvation." A recently used firearm was discovered, yet there were no signs of violence or where the 600 inhabitants had gone. Some speculate that political turmoil led to a mass evacuation, while others whisper of more mysterious forces at play. Considering concrete evidence is scarce and the story remains part of local folklore, what really happened to this vanished town remains one of the great unsolved mysteries. In our number 2 spot today, we are talking about the Lost Battalion of the Dardanelles. A little different than some of the others on this list today, one of the most haunting tales among cursed places is the legend of the Lost Battalion during World War I. In 1915, amid the chaos of the Gallipoli campaign, soldiers from the British 5th Norfolk Regiment reportedly vanished without a trace. Stories circulated that they marched into a mysterious mist on the battlefield and simply disappeared, leaving no bodies or equipment behind. This eerie absence fueled rumors of supernatural forces at play. Some even speculated that they were swallowed by the earth or taken to another dimension, while later investigations found remains and concluded that the soldiers were likely killed in action. The initial lack of evidence turned their fate into a chilling mystery. And finally, to end off, in our number 1 spot, we have the Sargasso Sea. The Sargasso Sea is truly one of a kind, tucked in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean. It's the only sea without any shorelines, bounded by 4 ocean currents forming a colossal gyre. Its waters are dotted with massive mats of sargassum seaweed, covering about 1/3 of its surface. Near its western fringes lies the notorious Bermuda Triangle, but the Sargasso Sea has its own chilling tales. Known as the graveyard of ships and the sea of the lost ships, it's been the site of countless stories of phantom vessels wandering aimlessly without crews. Famous ships like the French vessel Rosalie, the American schooner Ellen Austin, and the SS Connemara are among the most well-known mysteries. From the 1960s through the 1980s, many other unnamed boats and yachts were found drifting alone. Some accounts even speak of ships discovered with only the skeletal remains of their crew on board. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye everybody!